Hey guys, welcome into the Sportscast here. We're your hosts, Brian, Jeff, and Craig, and our special guest tonight, Steven. Steven, thanks for joining us again. You jumped on last week and joined us for the playoffs. So appreciate that, man.
Playoffs. Playoffs.
Playoffs? We're talking about playoffs? Yeah. I love that. It's a great GIF and meme nowadays. Well, all right, guys. We're going to talk about last week a little bit here, dive into those games, and then we'll dive into the divisional round games this week. Um, yeah, I guess we'll go ahead and start with what Steve? What do you want to?
Where'd Craig go?
I don't know where Craig went. Craig disappeared. His internet took a shit. Something I don't know. Sometimes that happens. And he's got to bounce. Well, first of all, how are you, gentlemen? Let me start with that. My bad. How are you guys doing?
I'm doing good. Ready for some more playoff weekend, basically.
Same. Ready for some playoff weekend. Some more good games.
Yeah. The games, yeah. We've had some hella good games, and we got some hella good games this week. I'm trying to ramble on here, so give Craig a time to come in here. But
have you seen the John Elway documentary on Netflix, Brian?
I did. I just watched it yesterday. Finished it. I watched half of it.
You're a better Bronco fan than me. I have yet to see it.
You have yet to see it. Oh.
I have yet to see it.
Got a painful memory in there for me.
Oh yes,
LA beating the Packers.
I know. The moment I became a fan,
keeping him from getting to you sons of bitches. No, LA was one of the best quarterbacks. I mean, great. Oh, there's Craig. Craig, welcome in, buddy. Oh, God,
he's trying to come in.
There he goes.
There he goes. He's playing with our emotions right now. Just popping in. What's up? Come on. Did you watch the Hard Knocks on the NFC East?
No,
I've seen clips of it. Clips of it just popped up of Dak and his other teammates talking about some weddings.
It's pretty good. It gave me a different outlook on the Giants and the Redskins, Commanders, whatever. But the Eagles, I still hate them. So
yeah, I haven't watched that one yet. I probably will over the off season here once football's over with. And the LA one's really good. I didn't know he struggled all that much. There's Craig. Hi, Craig. How you doing, buddy? Internet's not working out there for you tonight.
Are you in the old school dial-up AOL chat rooms?
Apparently, I'm on the dial-up platform. I don't know.
Oh man. Well, we were trying to ramble on a little bit to instead of getting to the games to wait for you, but Jeff, we're talking about the John Elway documentary on Netflix and Hard Knocks documentary on Netflix. So, it's a good watch. All right, let's dive into it. Last week, Panthers and the Rams, and Steven was the only one ballsy enough to call that the Rams were going to lose last week. And hell, it almost happened. I mean, you got to give kudos to the Panthers and how they showed up. M2 Wild One says a little glitchy. Yeah. Thanks a lot, Craig. No.
Bring us down, Craig. Bring us down.
It might be because we got 4 people on. I don't know, but thanks for joining the show, M2 Wild Ones. Appreciate you. Hopefully, Derpy joins the show and a couple other people here tonight. Got a couple regulars that come jump on, so I appreciate you, M2 Wild Ones, and as well as anybody, we'll put you on the show and get into the conversation. Yeah, Rams and Panthers. Rams. I mean, this is a high-scoring game. I didn't expect it to be that high-scoring, especially on the Panthers part of the ball. And I think if Puka Nacua doesn't turn into cornerback there and knock away an interception, that Panthers probably win this game. And me and you were talking about a little earlier, Craig, and you mentioned a good point about Horn going out. That really kind of changed the game in the Rams' favor of them picking on that rookie cornerback. So
Yeah, I mean, I don't. I mean, that kid played it pretty good. That was a throw that you really had to be pretty precise with. I mean, that kid played it about as good as you can play it. But I think if Horn's in the game, then I don't even know if they maybe even go over that way. But I don't know. Like I said, Carolina has nothing to hang their heads about. They
Oh
ran it
no.
right to the end, and I think maybe they got the right coach, and it looks like they're picking up the 5th-year option on Bryce, and so they're going to go with him, and they liked what he did enough this year that they're going to stick with him and go forward. So should be some exciting things in Carolina to come.
Yeah, I think he's improved this year. Definitely, you've had those games. You're like, oh man, okay, they're going to run the ball. They're going to play good defense. He just doesn't have, it's not on his shoulders. I think they take a lot of it out of his hands, but I think he's impressed me a little more than he used to, and he's an interesting guy, Bryce Young, because last year they benched him, and we talked about, wow, this could really ruin this kid. You send a guy in there, you bench him, it could be in his head. And then he came out off that benching and played better last season at the end of last year. And so kudos to them. I mean, their division's kind of crap, and they won their division. They fought hard in this game, and I just think the Rams are pretty strong contender going forward. Matthew Stafford probably going to be MVP. Devontae Adams, Puka Nakua. I mean, just this offense and their coach is and their defense is playing pretty well too. So the Panthers didn't really have a lot of rushing yards either. You think about the Panthers and they're going to run the ball down your throat, and Rico is going to go off. Rico had 9 yards. All right. The team altogether had 83. So, but that was a pretty good game, way better than a lot of people thought. Steven or Jeff, you got any thoughts on that football game between the Panthers and the Rams?
I mean, again, it was close. The Panthers were trying to play upset again. Kind of crazy, but I guess the quote unquote better team won in a way. So, but again, in a way, I don't think anybody should be surprised the way the Panthers played this year. They went in and they did play upset multiple times this season. So, yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree. Like, I think the better team did win, even though I did want the Carolina Panthers to win. But it is what it is. It's any given Sunday type of thing. But I really thought watching that game that they were about to come back and win that bad boy.
Yeah, and Jeff, they did upset a lot of teams this year. They upset my team. And then when they won the division, it's like, God, it's not a bad loss. So, they're division winners. Makes me feel a little bit better about myself. We'll skip the Packers game, all right, and we'll go over. Let's get it over with. Packers, another humiliating loss in the playoffs. Is what we're known for. Matt LaFleur is now a part of both playoff. Well, sorry, one was Super Bowl. He was on coaching on the sideline when the Falcons blew a 28-3-point lead to the Patriots. Now he blows an 18-point lead here to the Bears. This was tough. We're up 21-3 at half. Everyone's texting me. I'm like, the game ain't over, guys. I've seen it all year. We get a big lead, and then we hold on for dear life. And when we went 3 and out on 3 straight drives in the second half, I said, here we go. Our kicker should have been left in Chicago. If he makes his kicks, he left a touchdown off the board. 7 points off the board. If he makes the extra point, just the extra point, our final drive, we're at least having a chance to, maybe he probably misses it too, but to tie the game and go to overtime. A lot of missed opportunities. Bears, they luck out again in the fourth quarter. Freaking 25 points in the fourth quarter. Got to give it to them. They won. Thoughts, gentlemen? Thoughts? I
ahead,
told
Craig.
you so. You know,
Well, I just don't understand why the Bears have done this all year. They've waited to the fourth quarter and they turn it on. Why can't you run these plays? Why can't you run this offense the entire game? Because one of these times you're going to go to grab the gear in the fourth quarter and it's not going to be there, and
it's not a winning way. Like,
it's
that's
not a
stable
formula.
thing
No,
you can do.
absolutely
Yeah.
not. No, it's not something you can repeat, except they have been able to repeat it multiple times over the course of the season. They were down and get an onside kick against the Packers, down against the Bengals, and have to have a miraculous drive where Colston Loveston, bounces off of a linebacker who should tackle him immediately and then runs 45 yards to the end zone. Just fluke after fluke after fluke. And it doesn't make sense. It doesn't, how these things happen and how these things continue to happen. And the Bears come out on the receiving end. I understand they got a new coach and everything like that, but this isn't sustainable. And
that's
why
I
think it ends. I think it ends this week against the Rams because the Rams have that dog in them. I mean, Stafford got in the huddle last week and said, "Let's go steal these guys' hearts," and that's exactly what he did. He looked at Adams and Nakua and said, "Let's go snatch these guys' souls," and that's what they did. And so when you put Caleb Williams against a guy like Stafford who sees the end coming, he knows the end. Maybe it's this year, maybe it's next year. They may get one more year out of him, but he sees the end coming and wants to go out both guns blazing. And that's what he's done this season. He went from having an injury to where we didn't know if he was going to even play. It just disappeared in the preseason. Went to some, black room,
he called up Aaron Rodgers and said, "Hey,
Aaron Rodgers, deal," and went off the reservation for 4 weeks, and then shows up the best version of himself, and is just lighting the world on fire.
Yeah, and with the Bears, that's why I wasn't very high on them, because it seemed like they had a lot of luck. And look, does it take luck to win a Super Bowl? Does it take luck? Yeah. You got to have balls bounce your way. You got to have certain things go your ways, whether it be penalties or whatever. But it's not a sustainable thing where you can just play like crap for 3 quarters in the fourth quarter, put up a bunch of points. And that's why I said, look, last week, Packers should have won. We didn't. I honestly believe if we have our best offensive lineman and our best pass rusher and our best one of our best wide receivers are in our tight end, we don't lose that football game. But it is what it is. Look at the 49ers. They're winning, and their team is depleted right now. It goes off, hats off to the head coach there. But so we should, we'll see what happens next year. Packers have got to make a decision whether they're bringing LaFleur back. They're working on a deal, but nothing's got done yet, which is kind of interesting. If you want him back, you're going to pay the guy. He's going to go and get. If we let him go, he's the number 1 coach on the market right now.
I don't know about that. I think Mike Tomlin is probably number 1.
Mike Tomlin's not. He's stepping away.
He's stepping away. He's stepping away. Yeah. He's still going to be reached out to. Like, come on.
He's not the best option because he's not throwing his name in the hat. He's obviously the best option. Harbaugh's going to the Giants, which that deal is still not done, but they've already said basically they're kind of working it out. But he would be the top candidate, hands down.
What has he done to make him a top candidate?
He's been the most winningest coach in going to a new team in the first 3 or 4 years.
It's the Tomlin thing all over again. What has he done? Has he made it to the dance? No, he hasn't. So what makes him any better?
Tomlin?
What makes him any
Tomlin's
better?
made it to the dance.
No, I'm talking about LaFleur.
Yeah,
he hasn't done shit.
Oh, yeah.
Steven,
so
you are delusional if you don't think Matt LaFleur, if he leaves Green Bay, would have a job in a cocaine effing heartbeat.
I mean, I'm just saying he's got the same thing as Mike Tomlin does, and you were saying Mike Tomlin should leave.
That's factual.
So what makes him better?
He should. I didn't say he should, and no one wants to get him because he's a bum. I said it's time for him and the Steelers to move on because it's ran its course. But someone will pick up Mike Tomlin in a heartbeat if he's throwing his name in it.
I mean, I agree with you on that, but I'm just saying,
hold on. Pump the brakes on that.
What?
I think he's
Mike
done.
Tomlin?
There's a story about Mike Tomlin that if it's true, it's Michigan head coach 101. So pump the brakes on the Tomlin deal.
I could see him. Tomlin would be a great coach for college. But
no. It's
what?
The Michigan head coach. The way he
There's
left
a scandal.
Michigan,
He's saying like a scandal.
There is a young woman. Yeah, there is some stuff that came out this morning, and if it is true, Mike Tomlin's done in the NFL. Yeah,
interesting. Okay, I thought you meant he was going to go coach the Michigan Wolverines. I'm like,
no. It's Sharon Moore 2.0.
Wow. Okay. Without the threatening to kill himself and all that?
Yes, without going over to her house and kicking the door in.
Oh, I see. Yeah, he supposedly got a 23 or 29-year-old bartender pregnant.
Wow.
Yeah. Allegedly.
Well, let's get back to
Yeah.
this conversation because Steven,
I'm just saying, like you say that he's going to be the first one to like everybody's going to run to him, but I just don't see why. I'd go with like a younger coach or something like that.
There's no argument here. I can't have a conversation because there's no argument. Like, is he good? Is he better than Tomlin and Harbaugh? Probably not. But he is number 3. There's not a head coaching job on the market that he's not better than he's better than Mike Daniels in Miami.
Would you say he's better than Pete Carroll?
Well,
oh yeah, offensive mind, way better than Pete Carroll.
He's
one of the best offensive mind. Yeah, Mike.
I'm just saying.
He had.
How many Pete Carroll have?
How many did he lose by throwing the ball on the 1-yard line?
I'm just saying.
He had the best defense that we've ever seen. Ask Jeff. He shut down Peyton Manning, who had Pete Carroll lucked into Super Bowls because he had the great defense. I don't think that was really on Pete Carroll. But there's no argument in this that LaFleur would be a top candidate if Green Bay fires him and he'd get paid the $15 million. I don't think Green Bay wants to pay him the $15 million, but that's the market. But we'll move on.
You gotta figure out something to do with freaking the fingernail bandit out there.
Yeah. Well, I want y'all's opinion too. I hope Jeff Hafley goes to Miami because I'm not too high on my defensive coordinator that everyone thought was so great. I mean, I don't know if y'all really know who he is or pay attention, but we got Jeff Hafley.
Don't care enough.
Our defense is top 10 before he came in. They were still a top 10 defense until the end of the season. I don't know where we finished with the way we ended the season there, but I'm like, please go because this guy plays a very soft zone defense. It kills me. We play very soft zone and hope to get there with 4. And when you don't have Michael Parsons, no one else can do it. So we're just getting eaten alive. I'm like, this defense, man. Gosh, hell.
He can help you out.
He can't. If that happened, man, I wouldn't watch football next year. I couldn't. All right. Enough about the Packers. All right. Bills and Jaguars. This one was a damn good game. Me and Craig were like, this is going to be the number 1 game to watch. I don't know about y'all, but Josh Allen got the dog crap beat out on this game. He got beat up. They thought he had a concussion. He injured his hand. Like, he's on the goal line getting smashed. I was like, gosh, dang. I don't know if every game's like that for him, the Super Bowl, I don't think he's making it there. But, of course, Trevor Lawrence with the game on the line. What does he do? Throw an interception. Bills win.
Yeah. Does T-Law things.
It was a back-and-forth game. Yeah, back-and-forth game.
I mean, isn't that Josh Allen's MO? Isn't that his MO? Like every playoff, it's like, I'm gonna just throw myself right into a brick wall. Like, and it's just that. I mean, there is no like, just slide, dude. Like that doesn't happen.
He does seem to have the mentality of I'll just do it myself. You know, he did
which the problem
with that run.
But the problem with that is that he ends up gassing himself, or he ends up hitting a brick wall right at the divisional round of the AFC Championship game, and you're just like, well, you could have made it to the Super Bowl. You know, it's just, I think he turns it on at, like, there is no off switch at all. And so I just think that when you're going like 1,000 miles an hour every single time, I'm like, there's got to be moments where you're like, all right, I'll turn it on when it counts. I'll turn it on at the end. I'll turn it, you know, like, he just doesn't do that. He just, quarter one, he's like ready to throw himself into oncoming traffic head first. And I'm like, that's okay. He does it even in like week one. I'm like, I don't get, but okay. Yeah, it's just a strange.
He's going to have some lingering injuries from last week going into this game. And they're going to have to do a better job of protecting him, or he won't make it to the AFC Championship because, I mean, if his name's not Josh Allen, he's probably in the blue tent for a concussion protocol in a very important part of that game. And his knee is all jacked up. And I mean, you're going to see some side effects from that game in the upcoming game. And yeah, I don't know. I mean, I like him, and playoff Josh is a different animal. But with the defenses that are left in the tournament, he doesn't want to do that because he won't walk out of Denver or Houston, you know, popping up and being okay if he continues to play like that.
This game was interesting. Jacksonville stopped running the ball for some odd reason, even though they were having pretty good success running the ball. So, and then, you know, I mean, I don't know if the Bills did something defensively to change it, but that first half they were running all over them. And they just went away from it. I don't know what was going on, but I think, these two, it was like a gunfight pretty much. I mean, they were just, you know, it was punch for punch. And so I think that's kind of the kryptonite. If you are not getting a first seed, you have to go through these kinds of battles. And that's why you see 15 people on the injured list for the Bills. You're just like, yep. And some of them are completely out of the game, like coming up. So, but yeah, Trevor Lawrence, I mean, it's, again, we kind of talked about it, I think last week when we said that Trevor Lawrence is probably going to be the reason why they lose. You know, the moment will creep up on him. And that's exactly kind of what we thought. You know, Josh Allen can handle the moment. Trevor Lawrence is the one that was the question mark in handling the moment. So,
I mean, kind of like with Bryce Young, you didn't know what it was going to be like. Never been in the playoffs, never been under the spotlight like that, and he handled it pretty well.
Right.
But no, Trevor Lawrence did this before in the playoffs, and he just doesn't. He can't match the moment, and I look at that with Knicks, you know, and I look at that with May. May looked very shaken to start. I mean, he was able to win, but he had two or three turnovers early in that game. These guys, they've never been in moments like this. And so,
Nick's had his moment last year. Like we played the Bills last year in Buffalo, which was crazy. I mean, you're on the road in a hostile environment, first year. And it was a crazy, we ended up losing, but we kind of held our own there for about 2.5 quarters. So it was just, that's a tough place. That's a tough place to learn, to go on the road in Buffalo with all the fans and Bills Mafia and everything.
It definitely, the atmosphere this year will be different. You'll be able to hear when you call
Right.
your plays. You'll be able to, yes.
Well, and a lot of those guys, I'm not saying that none of them have experience on the team, but a lot of them, that was their first time.
Right.
And so this is now their second go around. So I'm very curious to see how they respond to something like that. But bringing it back to the Jacksonville Jags and that, it was just kind of what I thought about. I mean, it's kind of how I thought it would play out. Brian.
Say, Steven.
Same,
for Steven to jump in there.
I was gonna say we all called it that the Bills would be the one experienced team, and so they ended up winning it.
And
the Bears were the more experienced team as well.
No, I mean I called the Jags. I called the Jags winning this one, so we didn't all call it.
Sorry, Brian.
Look, I like
Brian. This week. Wrong again.
I like what the Jags did this year. They were 4-3, and then they finished 13-4, which was insane. Liam Cohen looks like to be the answer there. Trevor Lawrence, obviously he didn't. It wasn't terrible this game, but he threw 2 interceptions, one there at the end to lose it. He looked better this year. This is the most we've ever seen him. So I think if they continue together, I think he'll get the most out of Lawrence here, and with a strong running game that they have. The Jaguars are to be pretty good going forward, and especially in the division. That division, you don't know really what's going to happen with the Colts and all that good stuff. But Bills lives they live. Let's go next week, and we'll get into that Denver game here coming up. 49ers and the Eagles. I think it's we all called this one. We all agreed this is the one unanimous game that we all agreed the 49ers are going to win. A big loss though. They lost Kittle. Kittle's out for the rest of the season. I think he injured his tore
his Achilles.
He's going to miss a lot of next year too. So it's a big blow for them.
A lot of injuries late. Late.
You
the
just
Mahomes
begin
late. The Kittle, the all these guys that
Mike Parsons.
Parsons. Yeah, they're going to miss.
Tom.
They're going to miss a huge chunk of next year.
Yeah.
With these
injuries. Terrible. Zach Tom
at least
pectoral muscle.
Up,
oh my God.
Yeah.
Man.
Did you hear the rumors about the San Francisco 49ers practice facility?
That it's next to a power grid, and that's why they're the most injured team in football.
Yep. Hey, I mean, they're kind of showing it, right?
They've been that way the last 2 years.
I was going to say it wasn't just this year; it has been the last 2 seasons. So, I mean, I guess maybe you just make that up in because of the 2 years. But man, I heard that and I was like, you know what? They have been the most injured football team in football the last 2 seasons.
I saw a thing that Christian McCaffrey's out there sacrificing people's lives to stay healthy.
Yeah, basically, McCaffrey is sacrificing other people to keep
he's like a witch
himself. Him and the head coach are out there sacrificing people to keep himself on the field.
They're putting ruins on people.
Which I guess it worked. Yeah, I guess it worked.
This week.
Getting back to the game here, the Eagles. What? Sirianni hates Brown. He's over there screaming at him like, how about you treat your star wide receiver with a little more respect?
Yeah.
He kind of needs it, though. He dropped 2 big passes in the game.
Well, and that, I mean, at the end, he dropped the one, and I'm going, hey, you talk all this crap, you got to be able to catch the ball when it matters. But Sirianni, he's the only one who's yelling at. I'm like, what are you doing? This guy's your best wide receiver. And you're over
passion,
here
Brian.
like
Passion. Okay.
Yeah, that's why Brown wants the hell out of there. And
that last one hurts through it, and it was triple covered. And I'm like, what are you doing?
That last one was.
What are you? Who are you throwing it at? Like, find the other guy that's not covered. Like, it's 3 guys on one dude. He threw it to the guy that has 3 guys on him. Like,
Hurts is not a good quarterback. That makes sense.
No,
horrible.
I look at that, and I just look at that and think of just everyday life. If you're at your job and your boss comes up and lights you up in front of everybody in the deal, are you going to go out and run through a wall and do what you can for that guy to deal? No, you're not. And if he wants to do that in the locker room at halftime, or if he wants to do that, obviously it's not baseball. You can't bring him down the tunnel and do it, but to do it right there on the sideline with the TV cameras on, and he's lucky AJ Brown didn't punch him right in the mouth and say, there's your answer. That's why I didn't do it. Because, and this is what we've talked about. I've talked about this for almost 2 seasons now. The inner core of this team is melting down from within. And Saquon being able to run for 2,005,000 yards last year saved the implosion from happening, because winning cures everything. You started to see it this year with the losses where the implosion, winning didn't cure it. Barkley wasn't able to run. They just wore him out. They rode him like Seabiscuit right into the dirt last year. And the same thing with the guy in Baltimore. They rode him into the Henry. They rode him into the ground, and he has a year of barely 1,000 yards. These guys brought back the nostalgic of old running backs, don't have anything left in the tank, and they both come out with really good seasons in the same season. But you see what it cost them. It cost them down the road. And Philadelphia, they're not going to. But if to me, when they made the decision to not play their starters in Week 18 and didn't take the 2 seed, I said you signed your own death warrant, because now you have the 49ers and they're going to beat you, and they did. And you could have played the Packers. You could have apparently got a bye, as Chicago showed you. And you didn't do it. And you could have got a second home game. Even if you beat the 49ers, you were going on the road. So why would you not play your starters in Week 18 and try to get the best seed possible? And you didn't do it, and it's going to cost you. And there now you get to watch with the rest of us from Cancun and from your couch cushion. You get to watch, the deal. And I love every minute of it, because I can't stand the Eagles. They're right behind the Baltimore Ravens on the can't stand chart. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, Sirianni's not a great coach. I don't see how he's won a Super Bowl.
No,
and got this team to where they're at. He's
because
not
the NFC was wide open last year. It wasn't like it is this year. It wasn't multiple solid teams. It was a very, very run down, watered down field, and it was a much easier path last year. And you had the 1 seed, or so.
Well, and they also had a running game.
I mean, that's yeah.
Which in the playoffs,
right,
that'll save you every time.
Yeah, you could control the time of the clock and time of possession, and absolutely. The offense looked off all year in Philadelphia. There was kind of some glitches here and there where they would score a little bit. But those were against really bad teams. Against really good teams, the best game they probably played was Kansas City, and we saw their struggles this year. So, that was really, I don't know. Sirianni, as a Cowboy fan, please let Sirianni stay there, because to me, it ruins the Philadelphia Eagles, and I'm all about that. Now I don't want Harbaugh in New York as a Cowboy fan, because White Hair Yoda, it's now your move, and you don't really have any moves. So, because that's going to make that team a lot better.
Well, we've spent a lot of time on the division, on the wild card round. So let's get to the next 2. Pretty easy. Patriots smoked the Chargers. The Patriots offense didn't look all that great, but y'all called it. Freaking what's his face was Herbert.
Talk about a guy who almost died.
Yeah,
pretty much
running for his life.
Yeah,
pretty much.
Yeah. Like it was the offensive line's a turnstile. I've seen high school offensive lines that aren't that bad. It's not good. I think he dropped back 32 times and 31 and a half of them pressured.
Yeah, he's now 0-3 in playoff games.
Yeah.
We're starting to get to that territory where we're going. When are we gonna finally start saying, hey, what's happening? Like, why is it that every year everybody talks about top quarterbacks? They bring him into the mix. You got, obviously you have Josh Allen into the mix. Like, it's just, but all of a sudden it's the same narrative. It's like, he's amazing. But then 0-3 in the playoffs. It's just,
this year I give him a little bit of a reprieve because that offensive line was just that bad. I mean, he literally had...
What about the other years? I mean, I don't know.
No, and that's what I said this year. That's why I said this year. This year, I'll give him a little bit of a pass because that offensive line was just atrocious. I mean, I know Joe Alt is all worldly, but he ain't that. Like, one guy ain't gonna make that kind of difference, I don't think. I mean, that offensive line was very, very skeptical. I mean, every play he was snapping and running for his life.
Yeah, it's creeping up there. It's creeping up there to that territory of where we're like, okay, like. And then
early in the game, he's running like trying to rush and getting blasted. I'm like, what? You're already getting hit enough, dude. Why are you volunteering to get hit?
Yeah.
Yeah, not very good. Texans beat the Steelers, which this game was. Basically,
that was a sad one too. By the way,
game was a
Aaron Rodgers.
That was it was all defense, and honestly, like when it came, I'd said it before. Houston is amazing defensively. Their offense is absolutely garbage.
If CJ Stroud could just drive the bus,
he can't even do that.
Do the minimum. They're going to be
but he's not even doing that. He's holding on to the ball too long. He's not reading any of the he's not looking at his progression at all. And then all of a sudden, by the time he even thinks, you got a lineman already bumping up against you. And I'm just like, what is and then not only that, decision making. How many fumbles did he have in this game? How many turnovers did he have in this game? If you see the turnovers, you go look at D'Amico Ryan. He's just looking like he looks like he's wanting to kill him.
Yeah,
he's just looking at him, just like get out of here. Like let's let the defense finish the game, and that's exactly what happened. That's exactly
it's so funny.
Yeah,
the first year he had,
you couldn't have said that any better. I mean, yes, he has looked as good as he looked in his rookie season. To absolutely, I've heard sophomore slump and everything, but to look just like a deer in the headlights, like you are lost out there, like you do not belong in the NFL. This is what I was talking about when I said Ohio State quarterbacks just do not transfer to the NFL. They have never transferred to the NFL, and he had a very good year his first year, and I thought maybe he was going to be the one to debunk the rumor, but man, if he could just do the bare minimum, this team would be the most dangerous team in the AFC. 100% with that defense, they would be the most dangerous team. I'm still picking them because of the defense. I think the defense can do enough to get them there. Now, I don't know about the Super Bowl, but the next two, if you want to watch a boring game, go watch New England and Houston this weekend because it's going to be like 3-0. Like there's points are going to be at a premium in that football game. It's going to be the longest football game of your life.
When CJ Stroud the first year, everyone's like top 10. I don't pit rookie quarterbacks top 10. You got to see it again. And here we are. I'm like, something's happened.
Have not seen it since.
Is it PTSD from seeing his wide receiver snap his leg every year? I mean, he's over there crying. I'm like, you got a football game to play, bro. Come on. Like, I don't know what it is. Every year, Tank Dell snaps his leg or blows his Achilles out, and I'm like, geez Louise. I don't know what it is. CJ Stroud fell off a cliff from what he was his rookie year.
I don't even know how he started the season. I haven't looked at before he got the concussion.
No, not
before
good.
Denver game, before he got concussed. Like, I don't not good. Then if that's then I don't know what it is because
we were talking about what's wrong with his offense, and then he went out and Davis Mills kind of lit the offense back and got him in, and then Stroud comes back and it was the best he's looked was the Indy game, and they put up 30, I guess, in the Indy game, and even that game, like he went to go hand off to somebody and missed the handoff and had to run it in himself, and goes to the press conference and says, "Yeah, that was on me. I tripped coming out of the deal. It was supposed to be to this guy, and luckily he got his touchdown when he recovered a fumble earlier and ran it into the end zone. So I'm glad he got his touchdown. But I was supposed to hand it off and I blew it. So yeah, I don't know if they can do anything offensively, they will be the most dangerous team in the AFC.
I look at
they
it
own
like
Buffalo.
Yeah, I mean, I look at it like if the defense can score, they can win games. If all of a sudden somebody goes up and they go up 14-0, I'm going.
Well, and the Pats defense looked pretty good as well. So I mean, if the Pats hold the Houston offense to nothing, I mean, it could very well be a field goal fest.
Yeah,
and
that's crazy.
Aaron Rodgers follows in Brett Favre's footsteps. His last throw was an interception. Gotta love it.
It was sad to watch that. You just knew it was kind of over. You kind of knew, like, okay, well, this is the last time we see Aaron Rodgers on the field, probably. Like, I just don't see him going anywhere.
I wondered. I wondered if Tomlin stayed, if he would have come back and run it back. Because of how close he was with Tomlin, because he said, you see the thing after the final week where he hugs him and says, "Thank you for bringing me here." And if Tomlin would have stayed, maybe Rodgers says, "Hey, I'll give you one more season." But with him out, I don't see Rodgers. I think
hit him on the Texans with that defense.
Yeah, I saw a post the other day that said, C.J. Stroud has more playoff wins than Dak Prescott. I said if Dak Prescott had that defense, he'd be a Super Bowl champion right now. So,
yeah, for sure.
A lot of teams have that defense.
So
I mean,
try that.
My buddy was like, "Hey, we're not going to keep Willis. So what about bringing Aaron Rodgers as a backup quarterback next year?" I'm like, his ego won't let him be a backup.
He won't be a backup quarterback.
Get out of here.
I mean, one of the things that, just to finish with the Texans, and then especially that comment, but I always said this before, and I've beat this drum multiple times because I've seen it happen here. We get a defensive minded coach. We're like, we have, we got a Vance Joseph. We had, the defensive coordinator for the Eagles now. He was the head coach. So we had all these defensive-minded coaches, but the offense always took a hit. Always. The offense was never in sync with the defense like that. So it's like, when I look at the Texans, I'm like, man, but I look at their head coach and I'm going, yep. That's kind of how it works, right? Like, I don't know why, but for some odd reason, it's like, all that focus, all that time and effort that head coach has is really focusing on just getting the defense ready, making sure the defense is ready to go. And it's just like, I don't know what happened with the Houston offense at all this year, but yeah, something's wrong.
All right, guys, let's get into the divisional round here. First game on the slate. Oh man, Bills and Broncos. Bills travel to Denver. I don't know why this is the first one.
It's a weird. The time. I'll say this much: the times have been wonky. Everybody here has been talking about it. It's like, why are we not the later game? It's like, I have no idea. I mean, it should be the.
I mean, you had 4 really good games, but probably Houston and New England is probably the worst of the 4 and should have taken the early window.
Well, this one for me is hard to call, Jeff. I really like your defense. I told you I like Bo Nix. They're at home. I went against Josh Allen last Can he do it again against this defense that's better than Jacksonville? If he goes and running like this like he did against Jacksonville, I don't think he makes it out alive. It's hard to go against him, though. So I'm torn, but I'm going to go with...
Don't let your injuries that happened here ruin your decision-making, Brian.
I'm going to go with... I know, I'm contradicting. I'm back and forth.
Half your team got injured here, so...
This is a 50-50. I know. That's where my season ended. Give me the Broncos. I like their defense. I think they're gonna pressure Allen. They're gonna get to him. This is a game for me. I need to see Bo Nix take it over. I don't know if you're gonna run the ball very well. The Bills are getting Ed Oliver back up front. It's a big time for him to come back. Give me the Broncos to win this one. I think the defense gets to Josh Allen, and he tries to play hero ball and gets a little too turns the ball over here. But I just man, that Denver defense, man, I can't go against it against the Buffalo Bills. So give me the Denver Broncos. Jeff will save you for last. Is it your team? Craig, who you got?
I think home field advantage speaks for itself. I think last year Buffalo was able to beat them because Buffalo was at home. I love playoff Josh. I love Josh Allen revenge tours. I would love nothing more than to see him win this football game and end my perfect run of playoff picking games. But I cannot go against Denver at home. The only thing I think that beats Denver is if you see the teams with the bye sometimes come out and it takes a minute to get rolling and because of the time off. If Denver struggles offensively to come out of the gate or Buffalo gets an early turnover and puts up an early lead, then maybe Josh Allen can will this thing to victory. But I have to go with Denver.
All right, Steven.
So kind of going off what y'all said, that defense that Denver has, Bo Nix wanting to show off. You got Sutton out there, Dre Greenlaw, man. But you know what? Give me the Bills to win this game.
Switching it up like Pat McAfee over here.
Pat McAfee, he's my idol.
I love Pat McAfee.
I think the Bills are gonna win this game just because we're gonna go back to the Bills. I mean, Josh Allen knows how to play the game, experience. I think that's what it's gonna come down to, and I think that's what's gonna show.
It's hard to go against him, but Jeff, who do you got, bud? Who do you got? And if you pick the Denver Broncos, we can call you a homer because
Well, it's first of all,
I mean,
let's not lie. If the Cowboys were in a situation and played, we all know who Craig will pick. We all know who Steven would pick.
I know.
So, but the thing is when you are a fan of the team, you have to then go, okay, I do think we'll win, but I also think if we lose, this is how, right? So you can't just sit there and say, oh, we're going to win. We're going to blow them out of the water. Let's be ridiculous. So, do I think we win this game? And I think we do. I think it's close. I think that Bo will play the game the way that they played those games the last 3 games, where we control the clock. There's a reason we were playing those games that way. I don't know. And some people were picking on that, and they're like, oh, well, why, offense looks vanilla. It seems like they're doing 9-minute drives, kicking a field goal, 9-minute drives. Maybe they get a touchdown. I think that kind of style of football is what's going to help them in this game. If they can drive down the field 70 yards and it takes 9 minutes,
keep Josh out.
Josh Allen can't do anything.
Yeah. The way to beat Josh Allen is not give him the football.
And one 100%. Of the things that's going to be it might be a problem out the gate is defending the run. Not only are you defending, not only are you defending, where did everybody go? Oh, Brian's messing with the layout here.
I was going to say, mine just do the same thing. That's how it is when I don't know. It's weird.
Sorry, I clicked on something to see what it looked like, and it messed it all up. But anyways, go ahead, Jeff. Sorry.
ADHD, Brian. Calm down. So the thing is, whenever when they run, not only you have to defend against, RJ Harvey, who will also catch. That's kind of what he does. He's better at that than he is, running downfield. Then you have his backup, who has been the last 2 games. If you go back and look at that guy's numbers, he's been the better runner as a normal back. So, and then we will then pull into, okay, there's going to be plays for Bo Nix that are drawn for Bo Nix to run. So those are 3 things that Buffalo has struggled with in terms of trying to defend. I think they're 31st, and that's including the playoffs against the run this year. So it hasn't been great, but their pass defense is very good. I think you might see a different kind of approach than you saw in the Buffalo Bills games last year, where out the gate, you both threw like a 50-yard dime for a touchdown. So I was like, I don't know how often we'll see that. And if there's anything I understand about Bo, is he protects the ball. He's very cautious about it. He will rather take a intentional grounding penalty than get sacked and possibly fumble the ball, throw a pick, all of that, which I think at the time Bronco fans they boo, they're mad. Like, oh, why do you do that? I'm like, would you rather have him pull a CJ Stroud, fumble the ball or throw a pick or, so defensively, I think there's going to be some interesting maneuvers from the Broncos, and I think the tight ends that they have are their biggest threat offensively. I think that the Broncos will be able to stop the run. They've stopped the run most of the year. Matter of fact, the last 6 games are one of the best in the league at stopping the run. So it's like...
And what was it they just played that I didn't realize that he was the best, had the highest in rushing in the NFL. I didn't realize all the talk about the guy in Indy all year, and the guy from Buffalo, Cook had the most rushing yards in the NFL. Right. But Jacksonville or whoever, Jacksonville, they
stopped him.
He didn't have anything.
Right. Yeah. And that's the thing is now and our run defense is better than theirs. That's the crazy part. So I'm like, take the last 6 games of the season, and Denver is one of the best in the league in terms of stopping the run. So I think one guy had over 100 yards rushing, and it was the Colts, Taylor. So I think it's going to be fascinating. I worry about the injuries. There's a lot for Buffalo. Go look at their injury report. It's insane, the amount. And, Denver's is like 4 players. Theirs is almost like 14. It's just insane. And some of it's limited practices. Some of it's questionable. Some of them are completely out because of the last week's game. Josh Allen, I don't know. We'll see we'll see what we get. Like, his hand got messed up. His knee got messed up. He got thrown into the tent at one point. Then they brought him out. Now you're then traveling back and forth, and now you're going to be having to travel and come here and then play in a hostile environment and play in the elevation. I think he can do it. I don't think that's necessarily the problem. I do wonder how the other players will react to that in terms of elevation and getting used to that, because they're going to cramp up pretty bad. They're not used to it. I think when it comes to like that fatigue of like having a bye week and all of that stuff, I know people talk about that. If there's anything I understand about Sean Payton and how he would approach that, I'm sure he has ingrained it in their head. And none of them left here. They all stayed in Denver. They didn't go anywhere. They didn't travel anywhere. I think some of them were eager to get back to practice. So yeah, I mean, I think it'll be close. I'm excited for this game. I do think playing on the road last year was tough. And I think for a lot of guys on that team, it was their first time. So it just was, they learned a lot, I think. And I think whatever they learned from that and all the doubters, underdogs at home, like all that nonsense that's been going on, that defense is going to be ready. Like they're just that's a disrespect to the team that they're an underdog at home. A couple of other players, including Nick Benito, didn't even get a Pro Bowl or all pro vote at all, which is insane. So it's just there's a lot of players with a chip on their shoulder going into this game, and that does not bode well for the Bills if that defense is mad.
All right, guys. That one is. I mean, that game should not be this early. I'm a little disappointed by the scheduling, but
yeah, it's a little messed up.
It sucks. That should be a Sunday night football game.
That is a primetime game.
It's
or a Saturday night
game. Yeah.
49ers
and the Sunday ones are even worse.
Yeah, Rams and Bears might be good, but we'll see.
No. In terms of time.
Oh, the time's great.
Yeah.
I got to go to bed early, and that 5:30.
No one cares about your time, Brian. I'm talking about the world's time.
That's the way it should be every Sunday, 5:30.
It's because you're a Packer fan.
49ers and Seattle play next, and you got is this the game that the injuries catch up to the 49ers and they lose, or is this the game that Sam Darnold pisses down his leg? Which one comes first? He's got an oblique injury. They're already throwing out excuses. He's got an oblique injury. He's looked better this year. I mean, he played the Rams and threw 4 interceptions, and they still won the game somehow. I don't know. This one's tough for me. I don't know. When the 49ers lost Kittle, I was like, that seems like a blow to me that might lose them this game. If they can focus on McCaffrey and trying a game plan to take him out, who else is out there that's going to step up? But you never know. Sam Darnold likes to throw interceptions, and he likes to cost his team games. This is a tough one for me. This is a coin flip divisional game. I gotta go with Seattle here. My head's telling me one thing, my gut's telling me Seattle. Give me Seattle at home. It's a tough place to play. Weird things happen in Seattle, Jeff.
You just couldn't pick the 49ers, could you, Brian? Could you?
When they lost Kittle, I think that was kind of the man, what other injury are they going to have? It's got to catch up at some point. I think it catches up this game. And they got one of the best head coaches, if not the best in the league. The way what he's been able to do with his team, with the decimated injuries, the last 2 seasons has been fantastic. I just think this is too much. Darnold's played better this year. He has had some turnover issues. Their offense has been great, and their defense. I mean, we all laugh when DeMarcus Lawrence says, "I'm going to Seattle because I want a chance to win. Fuck the Cowboys." And here they are. Here they are. I was like, wow, he was right. So it was, whoa.
He looks better than he did in his prime almost.
He has played really good for them this season, definitely. So I got Seattle at home.
Was he going to go to the Cowboys?
No, DeMarcus Lawrence. He left Dallas.
Oh, that's right.
And
okay.
and they asked him, and he took a shot saying, "I want to go somewhere where I have a chance to win the Super Bowl."
I think
he didn't say F the Cowboys. I added that part in there, but it was pretty much a F.
I was like,
Cowboys.
Did he say that? What the heck?
Pretty much. I mean,
I think it was more or less the drama that Micah Parsons was bringing in. That he was just tired of listening to Micah Parsons talk about his podcast and all his bullshit that came along with him, his little crybabyiness. So he was like, "I'm out." And then he got rid of his ass.
Of Jerry Jones not doing what he needed to do to win. That's what that was.
Well, I'm just saying.
Wait, how did people think of Micah Parsons before that happened?
They loved him.
Okay, I was wondering.
Every Cowboy fan loved him until he left.
But now he's a crybaby, right?
But now he sucks, apparently, at football.
No, he doesn't suck. He doesn't suck at football at all, but he was a cancer on the team from what everybody's talked about in the locker room and stuff. Him and Trayvon Diggs.
So what's Jerry then?
I don't. Trayvon Diggs.
Jerry's the king of cancer, bro. Jerry's like Jerry's the Emperor Palpatine out there talking about yes type of shit. Like,
all right. Let's not get on a cowboy rant here. All right, we're talking about Seattle and the 49ers. Sorry,
this is them boys podcast. Brian, stop.
Yeah.
Well, them boys are at home just like my team, and what did it say? I didn't even see it.
About them boys.
God. I don't know why. Hold on. I gotta get Steven out of here. No, I'm just joking. All right, guys.
What
Jeff,
else, Brian? What's the next?
Well, we got to pick the games here.
Okay.
Who do you got, Jeff, winning this football game?
I think the Seahawks, and I think that when it comes to the I think a close game. I think the Seahawks win the close game. If the Seahawks stop McCaffrey and he's not effective, I just don't think there's anything for the 49ers to do. I mean, that's one of their, at this point, without Kittle, it's one of their best. That's their best weapon. I mean, and you can't run. I mean, what are they gonna? I guess they could run him into the ground, but we see he had that last the following year. So, I just have the Seahawks winning a close game. I think that unless, man, the quarterback, the potential, how injured is he? Is I guess my question. It's just
he had an oblique.
This is a weird game. Now that I'm thinking about it, I'll just go with I'll go Seahawks. I'll go Seahawks close. I don't know. I don't know how I can't.
It's gonna be close.
Yeah, I think Seahawks close. I love McCaffrey. He's amazing. He's a Castle Rock bound kid, so he's from here. But I just don't think it's enough. I think they neutralize him, and once you neutralize him, I don't think Brock Purdy is gonna have enough to take on Seahawks at the end.
All right, Steven, who you got, bud?
It's toss up. I mean, I would like to see San Francisco win it, but I think the Seahawks are going to end up being the ones to do it because, I mean, it's a divisional game, like we said. They know each other in and out. They play each other twice a year, so it's just another game, another divisional game to them. So I think the Seahawks will pull it out at the end.
Greg,
they just played the final week of the season for the 1 seed, and San Francisco couldn't even score a touchdown. Now they don't have George Kittle. I believe the injuries catch up, and Seattle's defense is enough, and that crowd is enough.
Yeah.
And
that's right.
The 12th man.
I think if you're the Niners, it's just too many hurdles to climb in one game. McCaffrey and the head coach are geniuses. I mean, I just think Seattle's too tough.
Especially there.
Yeah, in Seattle, 12th man.
That's the worst place to play.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I mean, there might be. I mean, they've the place gets so loud that they've registered earthquakes on the Richter scale from the place being so loud. I've been in a lot of places, playoff games, and the atmosphere is amazing, but I've never been in a place that caused an earthquake on a Richter scale. And so you will not be able to hear yourself think in that building on Sunday.
Could you imagine being in the building?
Yeah.
We're all gonna die.
Your drinks are going everywhere.
You trying to drink your beer?
All right. Well, this next game is one of the worst games it's going to be this weekend.
Don't
Patriots,
be salty,
Texans.
Brian. Don't be salty.
All right. Well, here's the deal. Patriots have had the easiest schedule ever in history of football. And I want to say Texans are going to beat them because the defense is just going to smother Drake May. But CJ Stroud is that bad where I don't know if they're going to score any points on this Patriots defense. I think he's going to have more fumbles. He's going to turn the ball over. Give me the better quarterback in this one, Drake May. Give me the better coach, maybe Vrabel. Vrabel's a good coach. D'Amico Ryan's a good coach. I like Vrabel. I think they do enough here to win at home. CJ Stroud on the road, it's going to be too much for him. And the Patriots are better than the Steelers on offense, so they're going to score some points. I got the Patriots winning at home. Steven, we'll start with you this time. Who do you got?
I got the Texans. I don't think that they're going to be able to stop that defense. I think the defense is going to score more points just like they did last time than both teams put together. So, give me
All right, Craig.
the Texans.
As bad as I want to go against CJ Stroud, I have watched. I watched this team on a random Thursday night against the Buffalo Bills, and at that point in time, if they'd have won, they had a 20% chance to make the playoffs, and if they'd have lost, they'd had a 13% chance to make the playoffs, and they never lost again. I never realized that defense was so insane until I watched them sack Josh Allen 8 times in one football game. Drake May's in trouble. And I need CJ Stroud to just operate the bus in a straight line for one football game. I'm going to take the Houston Texans.
Brian disappeared. So, yeah, I mean, this is going to be kind of a strange game. I don't necessarily trust Houston's offense to do a whole lot. They don't have to. I guess that's the glory of having a really good defense like they have. But if New England comes out and they score too quick, I just don't have any confidence that CJ Stroud, because the thing is as good as a defense can be, the opportunities to score defensively have to come based off the mistakes. And again, if the mistakes aren't happening, how are you going to score?
I mean, it's not necessarily a turnover is not necessarily going to mean points because the offense still has to do something with the turnover.
Right.
Unless you do it yourself and just grab the ball from the quarterback and run it in,
which is basically
the
what they
offensive, did. The offense still has to. The offense still has to do something. So even on a short field, it might be guaranteed 3. I guess I don't really know. But yes, CJ Stroud is going to have to do something.
It's not.
We don't all have Brian McManus 7 points. I don't know.
But it's not like you do. You can count on that, right? So I just think that I look at it like CJ Stroud has to do what he has to do, and if he is as bad as he was this last game, they could be done, which is crazy. Yeah. Because I don't think in terms of offense, you're going up against a lesser opponent than who you just played. I think offensively, New England is better than Pittsburgh was.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
And
100%.
Not to say that like Drake May's better than Aaron Rodgers. Like it's just that way that offense is designed, it's better than Pittsburgh's.
Well,
and I just don't think for 1 minute that if they can just count on that, going through there. And I just if they lose, it's going to be because New England got out early, scored early, and CJ Stroud
never
basically
recovered,
crapped himself again. And not only that, if you turn a ball over against this New England team, they will score points. It doesn't matter if it's a touchdown or a field goal. They will take points away from you for that. Versus Pittsburgh, where basically they couldn't get a first down and they just punted the ball away. And so I don't see that happening. I think New England will get in a place where even if they're kicking a field goal, they'll do it. They're going to score the points.
And when they played Aaron Rodgers, he's a sitting duck. He can't move. Drake May, they're gonna be able to move out of the pocket. He's gonna be able to run, do different things. Their offense is gonna put up more points, and I don't trust CJ Stroud. It's the only reason. I would like to go with the Texans because the defense. I just do not believe in their quarterback, especially this season. But all right, the last game, Rams and Bears.
Oh, we already know who Brian's picking in this one.
Yeah, the Bears aren't going to score 25.
Oh, here we go.
In the fourth quarter again. The Bears the Rams head coach is going to have his team ready to finish 4 quarters. Matthew Stafford, MVP of the league this year. Puka Nacua. Let me tell you what, okay? Let me tell you something here. The Green Bay Packers offensive line made the Bears look like the 85. They were getting over love. Their pass rush is not good. Stafford's going to have time to throw the ball. He's a veteran quarterback that's going to make those throws. They're not going to be able to cover Puka. They're not going to be able to cover Devontae Adams. The one good thing they do is stop the run, but they do not pass. They do not get after the quarterback unless your team's offensive line is terrible like Green Bay. And I just don't see him coming back in the fourth quarter. That is not going to work against the Rams and Sean McVay. I almost can guarantee it. I guaranteed Packers to win last week, and that didn't work out too well for me. But their kicker's better than ours. They have a better coach than us. The Rams are going to win this football game and send Chicago packing. But look, in all honesty,
I don't know if we can trust what you say, Brian.
In all honesty, I gotta give it. The Bears have had a good year. I like Ben Johnson, but I also want to punch him in the face as well. So kudos to the Bears. You won't hear me.
Well,
say
Ben
that
Johnson's coming on the show,
but please do. He's the reason they're winning. He's the reason they've had the success. He is the change in this team. And
I remember when they got him, you were worried.
Oh yeah, Ben Johnson. Yeah, I was like, great. And then he comes out and was like, "F the Packers," and I'm like, "All right, dude. All right. you had one good year. You better be able to back it up going forward here. All right. So now this rivalry that we have actually is good because we've been murdering the Bears since we got Brett Favre, and it's been a really, 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 really lopsided rivalry. But now it's going to be fun. But anyways, I got the Rams winning this one for all the reasons I said. Better coach, veteran quarterback. The Bears defense is not that good, and Caleb Williams. You just can't go off that in this game against a veteran football team. Craig, who you got?
I just want to know one thing. What did the NFL Network have planned if the Packers won? Since they're passing out cheese graters to wear on their head. Like, what did they have? Did they have like a bear rug that the Packers were going to wear on their head? Like, what are we doing?
Oh, cheese, but
right. But
there was a lot of cheese graters out there that night, by the way.
Chicago, the offense has gotten better every week. The more Caleb Williams has learned the playbook. When this first started, there were stories after stories after stories that he couldn't learn, but we couldn't call. You kept saying they're running the same 7 plays. I don't understand why they don't in the fourth quarter. Why are they going back to the same stuff that didn't work? Well, that's because all Caleb knew. Ben Johnson's finally got him to understand that it takes more than one page of the playbook to win a football game. I don't think it's enough to beat the Rams. The Rams, I thought the Rams could make the Super Bowl when this thing started. The Seahawks scare me with that defense. The Bears don't. I don't like that this game is in Chicago. I don't like that Stafford's got to go play in cold weather. He doesn't play well in cold weather. That's the one thing that is a little scary. Stafford doesn't like the cold weather. But I'm taking the Rams.
Steven, who you got?
I'm gonna go with the fingernail bandit over there. I'm gonna go with the Bears. I think they're gonna pull it out.
He's just he's just saying that because of me. That's the only reason.
No, I mean I think they've shown tenacity this year. Like they're doing good. They win when it needs to happen. So I think that they're going to pull it out against the Rams. The Rams didn't look that good against the Carolina Panthers.
They did not. They didn't.
So
I
think that they're going to come in and they're going to beat the Rams. Honestly, they might be able to go all the way this year. Who knows?
Yeah, Jeff, who you got, buddy? Oh, sorry. Didn't mean to cut you off, Craig.
Go ahead, Craig. What were you going to say?
I don't like that it's in Chicago. I just don't. That is the one thing that.
But you picked the Rams, or did you pick the Bears?
I did. I did. I just don't like the fact that it's in Chicago.
I personally, I think the offensive power that they have, for the Rams, I think is a lot more. Can do a lot more things than I think Chicago. I think the problem is that I just don't. The more you go down the road in terms of trying to win these playoff games, the more you can't win the playoff games like the Bears have been winning the playoff games, or have been winning games, I should say. Where like with the Packers, they relied on a muff kick. Muff catch, I guess, whatever, on an onside kick. They fell themselves in a hole again. This last game came back. Like, I don't think that you could do that over and over and over again in the playoffs and have success. That's what I worry with Chicago, is that they're going to fall asleep early and it's just going to be too big of a hole to climb out of again,
especially with this offense. I mean,
yeah, they can do it. They can put on points, that's for sure. And we talk about like the Panther game or whatever, and it is what it is. But Panthers have been doing that all year. They've just been playing that spoiler role all year, and I think that's going to bode well for them next year. I think they're going to be a force to be reckoned with next year when it comes to that. So, but I just don't trust Chicago. I know it's in Chicago and the fans are going to be rowdy. Good thing is we don't have to see the cheese graters again. But I think cold weather is going to play a little bit of factor, but I think overall, I think the Chicago Bears will fall asleep at one point and they'll look up and they'll see that they're down by 3 scores and they're going to go, whoa. We came back last time, and it's just not enough.
And that's my whole. That's the only reason I picked. Last week I'm like, this is their MO, and you can't do that in the playoffs and expect to win. You can't do that in Super Bowl and expect to win. So they've had a good year, and they'll figure it out. They'll get better next year. The Rams are impressive. They're gonna have the MVP. I do worry that it is cold weather, like Craig said. Stafford doesn't do so good in cold weather, but he also played in Detroit. He played in Chicago in the cold weather. He played in Lambeau and plenty of times in the cold weather. So I don't know if it's going to be that much of a factor unless it's a snow game. Then that changes the whole game plan up. But
oh gosh,
but we'll
Who's
see.
The running back
for the Rams? I don't even know. He's not a big name. Okay. You know the running back for the Rams there, Craig?
Was it
You're
Kyron
muted.
Williams? You heard?
Oh,
Blake Corum and Kyron Williams or whatever his name is.
They're both stellar ass freaking running backs too.
the Bears have a good rushing attack. They have a good offensive line.
They got good receivers.
They do have good receivers. They need to use DJ Moore more. I mean, he had 6 catches against us. That was the most he's had all year. I'm like, in one game. I'm like, man, they need to use him more. But in Loveland, man, he's been good for them.
Yeah.
Wow.
He was good. He was good at Michigan, and Caleb has used him as a security blanket, very much so.
Yeah, 100%. Well, all right, guys, that's gonna be the show tonight. We'll get into the games after they happen next week and see how we did on our picks. Craig won last week, so he picked all the games correctly. So good job, Craig. We'll see what happens this week, and we'll go from there. We need to do a pick 'em next year between all 5 of us. I need to add Lee in there on the Dim Boys podcast. We need to do a pick 'em or some type of game where we can keep record, because those are always fun. But I digress. All right, guys. Well, that's the show this week. Thanks for jumping in, joining on. Click like, subscribe. Go on to TikTok of the Sportscast and then Dim Boys podcast as well. Like, subscribe, and share it with your buddies. Get on here. Come on live. We'll put you on live on the show in the comments section and talk sports with us. All right, guys. Thank you, Steven, for your time, buddy, man. Your invitation's always open, and especially during the week. Now you got to do it every Friday so we get to the Super Bowl, because you better let your woman know, because now you're in it. Now you got your picks down.
And to win it.
Hook, line, and sinker, baby. Hook, line, and sinker. All right, guys. Well, I hope you guys have a good weekend and enjoy the football. Good luck, Jeff, with the Denver Broncos. And I'll be.
I'm the last one who's got a team in the mix.
I know. Good luck, sir. Good luck. All right, guys. God bless, and remember,
keep it outspoken.